Alright, is this thing working? It looks like it is, so I'm gonna go with that. Okay, hello again. Much to everyone's surprise, I'm still doing this. Amazingly. Today I'll be starting a new piece. This one is probably touhou's second theme song, besides Theme of Story. This one being Kids Festival Innocent Treasures from Zune, one of Zune's CDs. Changeability of Strange Dream, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this song is uh, lovingly known as Zune's personal theme because I think he picked it himself to be that way. As to why I'm doing it, well, for one, the MIDI file is in pretty good shape. There aren't that many existing ranges of it for PC98, and if there are, they're more along lines of like Sega Genesis and other variants. So nothing that exclusively PC98. So it's a good place to kind of hone in. Uh, I would probably save this probably for like an anniversary event or something like that, but there isn't really anything that's good at the moment. I suppose I could dedicate this to like 17.5 being released a couple days ago, so that could be a good thing to justify making this piece. But I don't know. I think it sounds pretty cool, so that's pretty much the reason why I'm doing this. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, so that's that. I guess in terms of what happened in the last week, I guess I'll start with that before I actually get into this mess. Um, I finished Drunk as I Like from 10.5. Pretty simple stuff. Well, not simple, but short stuff I should say. The 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 guitar line was terrible in that song actually, which is so it was good that song was short because the next pieces I'm doing are not going to be short, so those take a while. That'll be fun. And yeah, let's get started, I suppose. And yes, I'm still using MuseScore, even though I should be using like Reaper or something. Reaper and FL Studio aren't exactly known for being Linux friendly, and even if they were, I'm not that experienced to set them up with Linux because Wine tends to be a bit weird with I guess really complex Windows applications. Like if you use like FFmpeg for example, that one you can get away with it with Wine just fine, but FL Studio is a lot more complicated, so you can't really do that. So MuseScore will be the software to go with for the foreseeable future. Anyways, so since this is a new, since this is a new, we're starting straight from the MIDI source. So as you can expect, the first measure is blank for some reason. So that's the first thing we'll have to change out. Right. So now that we have that, we can actually save it to our project folder. Oh crap! That reminds me, I still have to make it. All right, sure. What can I call this? I call it just Zune. Yeah, I think that fits it very nicely. Just Zune.mscz. Alright, so we have that. What I'm also going to do is actually migrate the source MIDI file into the project folder as well. So I'll do that off screen capture real quick, and then we'll be good to go. Where is this thing? Okay, good. All right, we are in business. So we have that done. The next thing we have to do is generate the drum channel. And yeah, this is the easiest part of the entire process, I'll dare say. with any luck, there won't be any invalid drum parts that I'll have to parse out. Okay, never mind. We're gonna be looking into this piece. Yeah, sometimes there is a new drum part which I haven't encountered before, and if that happens, I flag it as an error usually, so I can see what happens with it. I found it. And yes, I use the MuseScore sound font as a base of figuring out what it's supposed to sound like, which isn't entirely the best option, but given this is a MIDI file, MIDI files don't carry sound data, so this is the best I can do. Anyways, this sounds like a side stick. You know, when you like hit the rim of a snare drum with the thing, with your drumstick, that's what it sounds like. So I'm betting that's what's going on here. So that's easy. Let's see. So we say I-32. Let me crack open the script. I-32. Yep, I don't have it. Okay, we have an extra thing that we don't have. Okay, let's keep looking, I suppose. I found it. What is that? I've never heard this before. It also sounds like a side stick, so that's what I'm going to be going with. Yeah, I tend to approximate things a lot when it comes to making when it comes to figuring out what drum parts correspond to what. So, oh, okay, this time we actually did it. Good. All right. So now that we have the drum part set up, so as you can see, the drum part is right here. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. That's okay because the first like 32 measures are all blank anyways. We start like 33. That's when. Yeah, 33 is when we have our first drum part. So that's okay. Alright, put this to the side because we don't need that. Put this away because we don't need that anymore. Then we make our new song file. Zoom.mml. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, one thing I changed starting with Drunk as I Like is that so up to this point I've collected a list of instruments that I've used in past songs and just copied them in. It was making the source file get really long. So this time what I did was I saved all the instruments that I've actively used in a separate file here. So I have a larger list of like all the instruments that are available, but these are the ones that I've used before and I think are good and are fair game to use for my sound palette. So I can look through this list first and pick up any instruments that I see fit into the actual song, and you know these are the ones which come stock because these are the ones that Zoom himself used. So if there's a part which I don't have, I can look up my larger list and see what I have to pick up. Anyways, so we copied in the regular stuff, take this out. So now we update what we have here with the new sound data. Tempo is probably much higher. I'm betting. Oh yeah, definitely 308. That's very high. 154 should do it. Okay, what did I use for Okay, okay. So since this is another CD, I'll pull up actually the past MM1. So this is the format I used. I said Zoom Music Collection, and then blah 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 blah, and then track 4. Okay. Let's see. Changeability of Strange Dream is a pretty long phrase. What I'm worried about is that if I put that entire thing in, it'll actually overlap with the pixel art when it gets fit inside. And that wouldn't look too good, would it? So I think what I'll do is I'll just put down the Zoo's Music Collection, and then, I think a volume, and then whatever number, then the acronym, and then the track number. That should fix things. Okay, so changeability straight stream is volume number 3. And the track number is, number 1. There we go. Zun's Music Collection, Volume 3, COSD, Track 1. COSD, EOSD. I wonder if that's a coincidence, or if Zun was alluding to something. Perhaps. But we'll never know. Anyways, let's get started. So now what I want to do is figure out how big I want to make this look like, or how big of a chunk, I should say. I think 1 to 32 is a good, it's a pretty solid number. Yeah, I like that number. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I think this time we can skip foregoing just that. Yeah, I'll do that just to save the line. Normally I wouldn't do that, but whatever, who cares? Oh right, I forgot to set the thing to CLRF first. Okay, so that's 372, 3072 over 96 is 32 measures. Brilliant. Okay, we're in good shape. So now we can commit everything and start the first line. Alright, so we've started that. Now we have to figure out what the high priority line is going to be. So for that, we have to listen directly to the source, yeah? Alright, so I have my thing plugged in. Oh yeah, this is the I have all the Zoom music on like a external hard drive for listening and whatnot. So it's a good resource when it comes to looking up stuff like this. Changeability is change stream. Okay, call me crazy, but I feel like that's actually an organ and not a trumpet. All right, look. Okay, here. As you can see, this is apparently a the trumpet, right? And then here's the organ. I don't think that's what's happening here. Yeah, you hear that, right? That warble, that I can't describe it, but that sounds like an organ. And I'm not. This is a bit annoying. Actually, I'll listen further to see how it changes. Yeah. Okay, this is a bit annoying. It looks like the wrong instrument was used, at least for the first part. So what I'm feeling is this either should be an octave higher or this should be a organ. Yeah. Although I will probably still use the organ. I'll probably still use the trumpet at some point, but I don't think it's supposed to be like the trumpet as the main part, or the trumpet slash brass as the main part. Yeah, this is the annoying part about using vidis, is that when they're wrong, like actually very wrong, and it's up to me to be able to figure out what the difference is between the MIDI and the actual source, and sometimes it's hard. That's the tricky part of it. Anyways, so we're definitely using organ, even though I personally hate the organ, because so all of the organ patches in Piece 98, they're always like piercing in a way. What I mean by that is, like, you'll hear it distinctly, but it doesn't sound like it doesn't mesh well with other pieces. So I think the reason is that there's a lot of sub bass in the song. So what I've heard about sub bass is basically it's really low stuff that you can't hear, but you'll definitely feel it, even if you can't hear it. And that, I think, is what's happening with the organ FM patches. So that's why I don't like it. But hey, it's what they use. It's what Zune selected, so I don't have a choice. Well, I mean, I do have a choice, but I prefer accurate. Well, I'd much prefer accuracy. Or accuracy is fairly important when it comes to these kinds of arrangements. So. Alright, don't forget our LFO stuff. Let me get this away, goodbye. Alright, let me quickly copy in the LFO stuff. I think LFO will make things easier to listen to. Yeah, I put down the no actually F trumpets so that when if I revisit this like tomorrow. One second. Sorry about that. My apartment's doing move-in stuff right now, so a lot of people are moving in the next couple days. So they're doing preparations. So if you hear like lots of loud noises, or if I'm interrupted because people are coming in to do cleaning, that's why. All right. Anyways, so let's get into it. Oh right, we have to add in the key signature. Let's see. The MIDI has G A B C D E C. Why would you? Hold on? Wait, actually, let me set it to concert major. Wait, why would you have a C? All right, C is apparently a flat, but all right, I'm not gonna question it. All right, so what I'll do first is I'll type in just a small bit of stuff just to make sure I have the pitch. Well, never mind. Oh crap! I didn't even start FMPMD. Oh well. All right, I'll start FMPMD also, and then we'll get into it. All right, where is Zune, my boy? Where is my boy Zune? Definitely way too deep. Let's see. This might. I don't know. It might do. It might not do it. This should finally do it. Oh crud. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, I think yeah. I'm gonna change it to L4 this time. Alright, so for those who don't know, LFO is defined. So LFO is defined in basically, to my knowledge, just 3 steps. So the first step determines what kind of sound wave you want the LFO to work in. LFO is basically just a really fast modulating wave, and that alters the way the way the FM patch sounds, in other words, timbre. So there are 6 different types of waves you can manipulate the FM the sound by. So it's not just FM; it's almost the other sound patches, anyways. So the default one that I'm using is MW0, and that's just your typical sound wave, up and down gradually, which is what I need for vibrato type stuff. So that's the first bit. So in this bit, we then figure out custom settings. So these settings vary depending on the type of wave I'm using. For this one, the first parameter decides the delay. So what I mean by delay is essentially for that period of time, for instance, the length of a quarter note, the note plays as normal with no LFO alterations, and then afterwards if there's any portion of that note left, we commence the LFO manipulations, and then the rest of it customizes the different possible effects that you can do with it. So but I think, if I recall, the parameter 2 decides how fast the sine wave is going to be. So the bigger that number is, the bigger not the amplitude, that's the length, it's the width, no, the height of the sine wave, how wide the sine wave. Yes. So the bigger that number is, the wider the sine wave. Essentially, what that means is if you have a smaller number, that means it's gonna go fast. It's gonna alternate faster. And the third number 6, that the third number after that is how big the sine wave is gonna be. And then the fourth number is a multiplier. So whatever the second number is, that second number scales it up by that amount. So I'm not sure why that's there, but I'd imagine it's because if so each of these have a limitation in terms of how big you can go. So that number allows you to scale even bigger if you wanted to for some reason. And the last parameter, number 3, determines what type of LFO you want to have. So the default one is *0, and *0 does nothing. That's why I have here as a command. Other ones set different types of LFO depending on what you want. So this one, *1, is just the pitch, which is what I want. Other ones have just volume or pitch and volume. You can also have it key on or not key on. So what I mean key on is so every time you make a new key, the LFO restarts, which is useful in this case because you want to have a new vibrato every time you key in your note. For other stuff, like for example, if you wanted to implement a crescendo, you could do MW6, which is just one shot, which is just a constant change of pitch or volume and then steady afterwards. And then you can set this to be key on off. So what'll happen is it'll play immediately. It'll play immediately, including delay, and then it'll play it throughout multiple notes. So you could have a gradual crescendo or decrescendo with steady across multiple notes, which is very handy actually, as you can imagine. Anyways, that was my spiel on LFO. Probably wasn't useful to those people who were listening, but I don't know, it might be. Anyways, we have this part. And then we repeat that again. Alright, and then I think we do this. Crud. Okay. That's not allowed apparently. Alright. I may actually set the delay to length 2, possibly. We'll see how it sounds. Okay. Nah, it's safe to leave it as L4. What I'm worried about is so if you set LFO delay too low, for example, for at least in this section, half notes seem to be like correspond to a quarter note roughly. So actually, you know what? Sure, let's just do that. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Okay, yeah. Let's set the delay L2. That's because the notes here, because the tempo is so high, half notes are roughly quarter notes in regular time, and quarter notes, eighth notes, and so on and so forth. So I should set the delay to L2, which is the baseline length for a typical note. So longer notes then become vibrato. I can assure you that's as weird as you thought it was. 1824 is that divisible by 96? It is. We're in good shape. No, 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 no. That's not allowed. No, 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 no. This is not. This is probably not gonna work, but I'm still gonna try. Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. So what I tried to do was I wanted to have this tie like apply to this, but yeah, yeah, we're not that special. E21111. Okay, yep. So what I'll do now is actually it doesn't even crap. All right, let's just see what happens. Oh wait, I know why we have. Oh wait a minute, we have like what 4 extra notes of just nothing. Okay. Yeah, that's why. Oh well. Now yeah, it's properly synchronized. Yeah, that should do it. I wish there was like a way to change the envelope of the FM patch so that like when you key off, it's not like a sudden cut. I wish that were possible, but I'm not experienced with FM design, so I'm not gonna bother with that. All right, so we have a bit of a okay. We actually have a bit of a situation here. So what is the situation? You see, we have a lot of chords in this section actually. So we don't want that. So what I'd like to do is try out this trick I discovered a couple days ago. So essentially what you can do is split up channel C into several channels, a maximum of 4 channels. So you have the stock channel here, that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4. I should note that you aren't creating new channels, rather you're splitting up, I guess, the timbre of the C channel into multiple ones. So each channel won't sound as great or even as loud necessarily, but you'll be able to cover more notes at once, which in the case of chords is what we desire. So now the question comes down to what type should I use? So let's see. All right, so we have the violoncello, which has a sound patch of 4. All right, so let's see. So the algorithm number is usually 4 for most of these. So what I can probably do is split up. So I can cover, say, the 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 lowest and the highest note, or maybe the 2 middle notes using channel C. So I can do that. We also have 3 no. Oh wait, crud. Um, Alright. Actually, there's a way I can possibly save on this. Oh boy, here we go again. Alright. You know what? I'll just show you what I'm staring at. So as you can see, we have a blue voice, a orange voice, green voice, and an orange and a blue. So what happened here is that so they're all in separate voices, so which means I have to figure out how to mesh them into one voice, which is the limitation for usual stuff that's not FM3. So I have to figure that out. Part of that is because because it'll accompany the harpsichord once it becomes a thing. So I have to worry about that. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. What I'll probably do is split up. Let's see. So that last note, which is a whole note, I'll probably break that down into two, and then this stuff, and then here. So I'll do that. Yeah, I don't think they'll lose much on that since they don't play after this measure anyways. So I'll do that, and then I'll dedicate the trumpet or the brass part, whatever accompanies the organ. I'll have it play the harpsichord part here, and then the organ will transition to this part here. Yeah, that'll be a effective usage of FM parts. So now I have to actually figure out how to break this down into one voice. Okay, here we go again. I did this for Drunk as I Like, and I did not like it, so this is fun. What I essentially have to do is figure out a liner properly, and I think no, not quite. There we go. That's the spirit. And there we go. We were able to bring this down to a single part. I think I had a wrong note there quickly. I'll fix that real quick. If that sounds weird, that's okay, because it'll mix well with the harpsichord. Hopefully. Anyways, so let's do some planning for the future, shall we? So we have, let's see, so the classical guitar and the violin, let's see, so the violins and the classical guitar each need 3 parts. B, C, D, E, F, G. So I would, yeah, that's not gonna work actually. Yeah, okay, so that's not gonna work. Actually, hold on. I don't even think that. Oh, that's interesting. All right. So the problem here is that. So the normal Zune pitch, the normal Zune volume pitch that we use a lot, as it turns out, it doesn't stretch that far. I'm not even sure that. I'll give it a shot, but I don't know. All right. All right. So the issue is that so Zune's default string patch is number 30. I should say it's right here. This one. The problem is that it doesn't go that far because it's technically a violin part, so that's to be expected. So some of the lower volume sounds may not be supported actually. So we'll have to ball it by ear and see what the situation is. Actually, hold on. Let me look up number 5 real quick. Number 5 is my voice, which I also use as a pseudo. Oh, hold on. It's also algorithm 4. Oh, wait, no. Right, there's only one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think there's a solution to this problem. what I could do is, okay, this is probably not gonna work, but I feel like what I could do is use the FM patch for, well, you know what, we'll figure that when we get there. We may not even need that actually. Oh, never mind, never mind. We can reach it. We can reach it. However, it's going to be the lowest one possible. That's not good. I don't know why. That might be a problem. Yeah, there was a bit of a mismatch actually. Okay, yeah, there's a mismatch. Uh, yeah, there's a mismatch. Crap. Um, okay, what happened here? All right, so what happened was that there's a slight change in note durations in the third iteration of A, which I didn't catch since the total part width was unaffected. So I have to fix that. That's not good. E4 dot and then B8 dot A8 dot B4 dot D4 dot add 4. Huh. I'm not sure what's going on here. B4 dot B8 and 16. A8 dot B4 dot D4 dot add 4. Oh, I know why. Okay, got it. Alright, so we also have that E4 at the very end. Come on, man. Alright, so that part's done. What I'm thinking about is maybe, so the question is, how should I split up the cello part? You probably can't hear this, so I'll boost the volume a bit to show you. Yeah, that's what the format is. So, what I don't want to do is to play the same note twice, I should say. So I want to try and diversify the sound palette by a bit, at least. So the question is how? Of course I could. You know what? Even before this, I want to try and find a. maybe I can split. Maybe I can split this up in multiple ways. See if I can get it even finer grain. So maybe I can do like 6 with an algorithm number of 6 or something like that. You know what? No. Let's stick with 2, just to keep things simple for now. That would be the easiest one, actually, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah, let's. Oh yeah. Since they're both the same notes, then yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's do that then. All right, so let's add in. FM3 extend L. So what we're gonna do is reference what's called slots. So for those who don't know, there's a reason why, for example, here organs are the instruments are expressed in rows of 4. That's because each one represents a slot. So in PC98, every FM patch has 4 operators, or I should say, every FM patch has 4 operators. So with FM3, you can control each one independently if you want to. So what that means is, obviously, you won't be able to control some of them. So that's something you have to worry about. Alright, let me pull out the manual for slots and we'll see where this takes. Righto. So the FM slot settings. There's also the TL value, which we may have to set if the volume gets too low. So that's something we'll have to watch out for down the line. But I don't think we'll have to worry about that, but who knows? So essentially, so what you do is, slot, what is it? I think slot 1 is 0. Yeah, slot 1 is 0. Slot 2 is 4. 3 is 4. 4 is 8. So what you do is, if you want to have one FM patch use the first two slots, or I should say the first two operators, you add them together, hence S3. 8 plus 4 is 12, which corresponds to the second one. So that's what we're going to try and do here. Alright, I'm just going to experiment with it just to see what it sounds like. Alright, so this should probably, maybe, make things interesting. Let's see, how should I name this? Violin, like, you know what, here's what I'll do. I'll use the bracket symbol. Alright, so what I'll do is that I'll use this to, you know what, yeah, I'll do that. Hopefully this should do the trick. I don't know if it will. It may or may not. Oh yes, that is beautiful. That is a beautiful sight to see. Okay. Um. Hmm. So the TL is the what? One, two, three. This is the annoying part of figuring out how to work with this, because as you can see it's expressed like this. So that's a bit annoying. Hmm. So what I'm seeing here is that um is that what is it? So channel C is decidedly quieter actually. It is decidedly quieter. S. Hold on. What is this? S $3. That is okay. This is something I haven't seen before. Algorithm is fine. Conditional theory is couple. What? What even is S $? The attack. Hold on. It's a kind of number. No. Oh, it's a hexadecimal. Oh, that's pretty cool. To represent a hexadecimal, add the. Oh, okay. So it's just a hex number. Okay. So we say. Okay, that's fine. I don't really mind. That's okay. That's fine. I don't really care about that. Alright, since C is 15, and then it resets back to that after. Okay, that's fine. So I can use the TL most likely to do that. Okay. So what I can probably do is set them both to be equal, maybe. Um, I don't know what that would do. Well, okay. This is interesting. All right. So what I can maybe do is something like this. I have no idea if this will actually do anything or not, but we're going to try. What? That was unexpected. It sounds very synthetic. Yeah, very synthetic. Huh. That is interesting, actually. Wow. Okay, this is actually remarkable. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry if I'm making much progress. This is a lot of this right now is just me experimenting with PMD, seeing what works and what doesn't work. What if I increase it to 20 instead? Okay. What I'm noticing is that it has the opposite effect actually. Sorry. So, um, yeah, it looks like the higher the TL value is, the smaller it gets. So I had it set to 10 originally, so if we set it to 5. What I'm also doing is actually taking my earphones off when it plays, and then gradually putting them on, because there's a possibility that I may increase it to the point where it gets really loud, and I don't want to deal with that. So we'll see what happens. Wait, why are they playing on the same pan? Wait a second, I set the pans to be different. Wait. Huh? That's interesting. How would you look at that? What happens is whenever I play, uh, so if I play L by itself, it goes to the correct pan. But if I play it incorrectly, so if I play C and L in the same patch, what happens is it goes to they'll both go to the same patch, i.e. the one that was defined in parameter C. So that's interesting, huh? I wonder why that's the case. Alright, let's do some reading. Because... Alright, I have to read this. After setting this command, using the instrument setting command will only use the parameters for the available slots. As an exception, FE is only available slot 1. So, okay, because 200 is only defined for slots 1 and 2, the FGA part will play strangely. So what I did was I actually put that all at the very... Oh. I see. So maybe... what's happening here maybe is... Alright. It's possible that... Maybe the panning effect is... So panning might be affected by our LFO, by our FM3 extend operation. So what I may want to try and do is move both of these operator calls to the back, actually, to the very front. And maybe that might change something, and maybe fix our panning issue. This is all speculation, so I have no idea what's going to happen. I have absolutely no clue. Huh. So the problem reverses. Alright, what if I do this? I declare one at the beginning and the other at the end. Let's see what happens now. Huh, alright. That's interesting. Okay, that's a problem I'll have to look into perhaps in the future. I wonder why this is happening actually. Yeah, this is actually a bit interesting. Huh. It looks like one of the pans is getting ignored. Possibly. Okay. Maybe I'll move P2 for L to the other side. Like so. So I'll have P1 after the declaration, and I'll have the P2 and the other one before the declaration. That might fix things? Wrong one. That one didn't do anything actually. What happened was here, P2 did nothing actually. This is most interesting. Huh, alright. Let's see if this works. So I'll set it, the volume to like 5 or something like that. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna change anything, so let's just deal with it. Yeah, as you can see here, we have L and L, even though one of them is set to be 1, one of them is set to be 2. That's gonna be interesting thing to look up. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Be right back.